So walk us through today. How did it go? What was the emphasis?
I mean, it's always a fine line on day one of Summer League. You've got guys that, returning guys that really know what we're doing, and you got some of the guys day one, you got to kind of slow it down for them. So that's where we were looking for Jaylen, Hunter, Julian to kind of take the lead, and I thought they did a great job. Obviously, a lot of cleanups, like any practice, but we got 3 or 4 more practices to clean all that stuff up. But overall, we were looking for effort, energy, playing with that chip on your shoulder, and I think we were all happy with the effort level.
The 3 veterans you just mentioned, last year's veterans, where do you see improvement with each of them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess starting with Jaylen, it's always with a point guard, you want to see him run his team. We're going to put him in a lot of pick and rolls, try and get him to distribute, try and get him in the post a little bit. Obviously, he's a really good playmaker off those elbows in the post. Julian, we'd like to see him on the ball a little bit. We saw all of his catch and shoot stuff during the season. Maybe see if he can play make and pick and rolls as well. And then Hunter, we just need him to do what he does. He shoots the cover off the ball, continue to play with effort, and we want to see if he can be that guy that, can we bring him off a stagger and fly off and knock down shots, or slip out of a screen, knock down a shot. So those are the main things. And then, like I already talked about, the leadership. You want to see those guys take a leadership role this week.
Is there more movement, you think, in the Summer League team than what you typically see with the Nuggets, regular roster? Is that like an emphasis with those 2 guys?
You mean like X's and
Off-ball movement, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those 2 guys are really good at it. They work really hard at it with JB and their PD workouts. So it's definitely going to be a point of emphasis, getting those guys moving off the ball. You probably see it a little bit more than you do in the regular season, for sure.
What have been your first impressions of Duran and how he's picked up things and how he looks in the system?
Yeah, he's super eager. We've seen a lot of rookies come through our doors, and he's right at the top of, he wants to learn right away, and he wants to know everything right away, and it's awesome. And it's my job, I think, to make sure we don't go overboard a little bit. It's day one. He wants to know everything, and it's awesome. But we just want to make sure he's not overthinking out there. So an NBA system's got a lot to it. We don't want to overload him on day one. We want to make sure he's going out, being aggressive, being Duran Holmes that we know he is. So,
where do you think Julian is at, kind of ball in hand wise? Is there a little bit of a growth process with that right now? What's kind of going to be that process for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we're all going to find out. That's part of the reason we want to see it a little bit in Vegas. I think he's a little more advanced than you guys have seen in the regular season. He's mostly off the ball. But, the guy's really talented. He's a talented shooter, but also scorer, playmaker. So excited to see what he can do.
This must be a cool experience for you. What are you guys looking forward to getting to sort of run the Summer League team?
Good question. Number one, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Coach Munson, Calvin, letting me do this. And then just, as an assistant coach, you have all these grand ideas in your head. Like, I want to do this, and we're going to do that, and, all of that. And so now I'm in the position, oh, well, that didn't work very well, or, maybe I need to rethink that. So it's just exciting to kind of try some ideas maybe I've had and see how they work. And then secondly, it's all about, the guys. I want to see, I've been watching Hunter, Julian, and Jaylen this whole whole season work their tails off. I want to try and help them the best I can and have a great Summer League.
Did Coach Malone bring this to you, or was this something you were hoping to do?
But he brought it up during the season a couple times. It's always something I was looking forward to if I ever had the opportunity. And he brought it up towards the end of the season, and I jumped at the opportunity, really excited, and again, just really grateful.
Julian said that you called a Malone-esque timeout with some rage during the scrimmage. What prompted it, and how did it feel to call that?
Well, we had a loose ball, and nobody got on the floor. We didn't fly around like we're supposed to. We talked about it, and I didn't envision myself doing it, but had to hold them accountable a little bit. So, but that's not something I'm worried about over the week. But I've been watching Coach for 9 years, so I got a good idea of how to do it.
Do you get a rush doing that?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I get it now. I get it.
Being Jamal Murray's backup is a big task to be. So what do you want to see from Jaylen Pickett develop this summer?
I think just like what we talked about, we want to see him, run his team, see how he can, I could call a play down every time if I want, but I'd like to see Jaylen kind of take control, get everyone organized. Hey, Julian's got 20, he's made 4 threes. Let's run some action for him. Same thing for Hunter. And again, just be Jaylen Pickett. We know he's really good in pick and rolls. We want him to get downhill and obviously defensively. All right, we got to defense is kind of our first and foremost point of emphasis this week, and it starts with him at the point of attack.
And obviously, the organization has invested in the youth a lot the last couple of drafts. So, what do you want to see, especially from the guys, Julian, Jaylen, and Hunter, that were in the offseason with the summer league last year, progressive leaders this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that talking to all three of those guys is we want to win, right? So, Julian, Hunter, Jaylen, we don't want to just see you get 30 points on 30 shots. We want to see you playing the right way. And it's always a fine line in summer league. You're playing. They've got a bigger opportunity, so they're going to have the ball, do more things. But you also want to take little pieces of, oh, hey, Julian's going to do that when he's with Nicola, or Hunter's going to make that cut when he's with Nicola. So are they seeing those things? Are they making those plays? And then, again, the leadership, energy, effort, that stuff, it has to be on point for them as being returning guys.